What's up, guys? It's Reed from Charlotte Sports Talk, and today we're going to talk about the Charlotte Hornets' future and what they might have in store. The Charlotte Hornets went 39-43 this past season and ended up with the 12th pick in the NBA draft again. Last year they had the 11th pick and then traded back to the 12th, and after a whole another year they're right back where they were, stuck in the middle. It's kind of the worst place to be in the NBA. But towards the end of the year, the Charlotte Hornets played better in their last 12-game stretch. They were 8-4 against some of the better playoff teams. And this year, they beat the Raptors twice, Boston Celtics, Detroit. But once they lost to the Lakers, that was pretty much the point when we were kind of out of the playoffs and it wasn't looking too good. But the young guys really pulled it out and showed some potential. And Kemba Walker was still giving it everything he had. And we were winning some good games and weren't collapsing in the fourth quarter like how we would in the middle of the season to some weaker teams. And speaking of Kemba Walker, he was solid all year. 25.6 points per game, 6 assists, 4.5 rebounds. This guy was going in every night. He could drop 30, 40. He had a 60-point game. And there would be nights when he would just be going back-to-back, dropping 40-point games, 30s. Everybody knows about Kemba Walker's free agency this offseason. He can be paid a lot of money if he stays in Charlotte, and I think he really wants to stay in Charlotte, and he is the top priority for the Hornets this offseason. So hopefully they can find a way to get rid of some bad contracts in Nick Batum, Bismack Biyombo, but Kemba definitely wants to stay here. I know a lot of people are saying that he's probably going to leave and join a contender, which is possible. I want him to win too. Kemba has a lot of options in free agency, but I think he really wants to stay in Charlotte. And the front office just needs to get some help around him. But during the last 12 games, when he was playing with the younger guys, there was a lot of energy on the court. Everyone was having fun, and they were winning 3-4 games in a row, which they hadn't done all year. Miles Bridges got a decent amount of playing time this year. He was the first-round draft pick. He got 7.5 points. Wasn't shooting too well on his threes, but he had a confident stroke, and it looks pretty good. He's left-handed, and well, he's pretty much ambidextrous. He can dunk with his right, shoot with his right, but he likes to shoot with his left more often. And this guy is a game changer on the floor. If he gets better in ISO and can work on his handles a little bit, he can be unstoppable. Because he can shoot threes, and then if you get down in the post on a mismatch, you're going on a poster pretty much. And then during the last 12 games, he ended up scoring 10.4 points per game and shooting 35.3% from three, so saw improvement there. He got 2.5 assists and 5.4 rebounds, so overall his stats were improving. He was getting some more minutes. Another guy from this draft class, Devontae Graham. He was a 4-year player at Kansas. He's a point guard, and I really like this guy. The stats don't really show it. He didn't really get that many minutes during the season, but towards the end, he's just a really solid player. He rarely turned the ball over. I think he had a record for a while with like most assists without a turnover. He's a really smart player. He's really physical, good on defense. And he spent some time down in the G League, and he got a lot better. He built up his confidence, and he went out there and was balling out. He had a 38-point game, and he was shooting the lights out. This guy can, once he gets that shot consistent, he'll be really good. He'll be a really good second unit point guard, the leader of the second unit. Dwayne Bacon is a second-year player, drafted him in the second round from Florida State, and this guy got a lot better this year, like throughout the year. He started out, for his whole season average, he had 7.3 points per game and shot 43.7% from three. That is ridiculous, and didn't really get that many assists or rebounds, but this guy could really shoot the ball, decent volume, and hit it pretty consistently. And this guy was bouncing back and forth between the G League and the starting lineup, and he can play defense, and he got a lot better as the year went on, and he went down to the G League for a little while and dropped 45 points in one game, and then they pulled him up. And during the last 12 games, he was starting. He was playing really well, still shot 41.5% from three, and is scoring 11.9 points per game, getting a little bit more assists and rebounds, and then also getting pretty close to 30 minutes per game. Next up is Malik Monk, another second-year player out of Kentucky. He's still trying to find his place on the team. He's still really young, and this kid can really shoot. Right now, he's just kind of a streaky player, but once he gets consistent and has like a complete offseason where he doesn't get hurt at some point, I think he could be really good. He got really inconsistent minutes throughout the year, and I think he just needs to have, I think he needs to get more minutes consistently and just let him shoot the ball. It's not going to go in every time. He's still young, but a guy like him needs to shoot pretty often just to get comfortable, and then once they start going in, it's going to be pretty consistent. He could be a really good six-man, kind of like Lou Will, just scoring on the second unit, having a guy like Devontae Graham, and then another good defensive player could be really good. One of the guys that surprised everyone this year was Frank Kaminsky. He didn't get a lot of playing time in the beginning of the year. I guess he lost the battle to Billy Hernan-Gomez, to Coach Borrego. So he sat out for a pretty big chunk of the season. But he came back after All-Star break, and he was balling out. He had multiple career-high games, like 22, 24 points. And he was shooting pretty good from three. Had some really nice footwork in the low post and was scoring. This guy can be really good. I think he just has some issues sometimes with his confidence and just gets himself in a little bit of trouble. But I think this guy is a winner, and he just wants to win really bad, and he just hates losing and not being able to play. So I think if you give him some solid minutes and let him go out there and fight and try and win a game, I think it'll be good for him and the team. Thank you for watching. This was the first episode of Charlotte Sports Talk. I'm your host, Reed. Thanks for watching. I'm going to try and make more videos like this. I'll see you guys in the next one.